Hello everybody, this will be a video on how I map out my trades, deciding what levels are important to me when trading, along with what levels to really keep on my chart as I'm trading. If you guys learned something new from this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. It helps me make more channels like this. Anyways, every morning usually when I wake up, I usually like to do TA. I usually just update levels. Usually pretty much every day, but once a week, I tend to look at the larger time frames and just kind of do TA based off of that. And so it really takes off the workload and the stress along with doing technical analysis and trading, because trading can be pretty demanding at times. But anyways, just looking at what levels to really keep on a chart. My biggest advice for newcomers is looking for Confluence. And when I say Confluence, I mean having multiple levels at the same price level. And so, for example, here I have a fib retracement pulled from the swing low to the swing high right here. And we're getting a golden pocket right here. I also pulled a volume area range from this little range right here. And we're getting a point of control in the same area as the fib golden pocket retracement. And so this is an important level that I will keep on my chart. And what you guys can do is, if you guys don't have a lot of time and don't feel like looking at charts all day, which I'm sure many people don't, you guys can draw a horizontal line just before price gets to that level. It's up to you where you want to put it, but you can draw a line, right click on that line and add an alert on it. You can keep the settings the same when it's crossing horizontal line. And here you can add little notes to it. Let's say I'm looking for a book for trade on 3-minute time frame at the golden pocket. That might be a note I'd like to write to myself. And so the next thing I want to look at is deciding what time frame to interpret and look for a trade on. Now, what you want to do is basically go to a lower time frame. It can be the 12-minute to 1 hour, and just look at the indicator and what it's really doing and relative how long it would take to get there. Now, this is going to take some time. It's going to take a lot of practice to get used to, but overall you'll get the hang of it. And so right now with this Confluence right here, I'd like to see a 3-minute bullish divergence. And so usually I'll just kind of interpret what my indicators will look like as price is coming to that level. So like if that comes down like that, the indicator might look like that. And so that would be a trade I'd like to take. And again, it really takes some practice to get used to this. And so what you guys can also do is just come around to different time frames and really interpreting the closer the price level is, the lower time frame you can look at and decide and plan out what you want to look for in confirmations. And so, for example, a larger time frame, just using the 1 hour. Now, a 1 hour bearish divergence may form because this is a larger move away from this. And so with this, I may look for something like this on the indicator. Are we getting a bearish divergence forming as price is coming up into this golden pocket? And so that is something to look for. And again, you guys can set a horizontal line just before price gets there, right click on it, add alert, add a note to yourself. Or what you guys can do is just add an alert in general, go to the alarm thing. And this is kind of a more pain in the butt in my opinion, but you can enter a specific value. Say I want to be notified a little bit beforehand before price comes to that resistance golden pocket. So I might type in once value reaches 39,200, and then I can add notes based on my plan for the day. So that's just something to map out and be aware of. Now, something to be aware of using higher time frames. Usually the one, mostly to the 2 hour to 4 hour, we'll be looking at swing trades, which is interpreting a large move. And so there will be a lot that changes on the indicator itself. And so interpreting the indicator, I use Market Cipher B. I'll leave a link in the description to get it. But just looking at Market Cipher B, you can interpret moves based on the indicator itself. So let's say that price does come down here. You can compare it to this level right here. And so it'll be lower than that. And this will make a bullish divergence. And so that could be something you could look out for. Again, you can set alerts as price is coming down there, and you can get into the trade and look at the charts and see if you have your confirmation. You are not always going to have your confirmation, even though price is coming towards your level. Sometimes it might change and have divergences showing on different time frames. That's why I encourage you to look around and see if there is divergences. Don't force a trade even if there isn't divergences, because price could end up going lower and you could end up losing money. Next will be the big question, deciding what levels to really keep on your chart. And so in my opinion, once a level has been tapped, like a Fibonacci, I tend to get rid of that level because it's really no use anymore, and price probably won't really respect it again. Yes, there may be times where price may respect it multiple times, but however, I tend to kind of leave those out of my analysis and don't really rely on them, and nor do I plan really trades based off of them. Now, as you can see, this daily has been tapped multiple times, so I might get rid of it for now. Really, a good rule of thumb when looking at levels is that the more times price tests or touches that level, the weaker the level gets and the less importance it gets. This is true on the daily timeframes along with wicks and weekly timeframes. Really, the only major levels that I tend to keep on my chart is really the volume ranges, especially if you are trading a certain range and we're going sideways, price may touch the point of control and the valley area high and valley area low multiple times. And so that's really the only exception to it. But other than that, I pretty much get rid of the levels. And just to kind of reiterate and kind of go over what we have talked about in this video, it's really 3 easy steps. Well, not really easy, but it takes some practice to getting used to it. And trading can be pretty simple once you get the hang of it. So step 1 is, again, do your TA. Again, I like to do a large chunk on Monday mornings. That's why I live stream it. I tend to look at daily levels, weekly levels, naked daily point of controls, so on and so forth. I do look at those from time to time, especially when price has touched that level. And so I may go over, look through what price did and kind of delete the level. Next is look at the indicators and interpret the time frames in which you are planning to take a trade. A general rule of thumb is the lower the level is away from current price, the lower the time frame you can look for a divergence on it. And same with the larger the price is away, like swing trades, the larger the time frame you want to interpret the price on. Next, is wait for confirmations on step 1 and 2. You may get price coming towards a level, but you don't have a divergence on it. So it's okay to not take the trade. There's always another day for that. And also just remember to keep in mind that you can set alerts before price comes to that level. So you have time to hop on, kind of look at your indicators and deciding whether or not to take the trade. And again, you aren't going to take every single trade that is coming towards your level. And so that is how you pretty much just go through your trades and kind of plan out and decide what levels to keep. It's mainly a 90% of the time you're executing and preparing for a trade. 10% of the time you're actually taking a trade. So trading is basically pretty much a patience game and waiting for price to come towards your level and seeing if it will be a good trade or not based on your indications. And again, if you guys like this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. I will also leave a free link in the description to a Discord where I post all my trades along with other crypto related ideas, along with other traders trading various assets. And I'll leave a link to Market Cipher, the indicator I used in this video, in the description as well. Thanks. Bye.